Hey guys, it's me Ray with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about my guy Jaylen Brown being traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, bro. As a Celtics fan, I'm devastated when I heard the news. I was so mad. I was throwing my phone. I was doing all sorts of things. I just can't believe that we really traded Jaylen Brown, especially for Paul George and a couple of picks. And like, this is just crazy, man. This is just so crazy because what Jaylen Brown done for the franchise, what Jaylen Brown has done for the team this year. He's been an All-NBA guy. He's been an All-Star guy. He's done everything that you could possibly ask for him. Being a second option to Jason Tatum, picking up Luka court in NBA Finals, helping the city of Boston, advocating for different movements, helping the younger generation, being a great player, being a great human. Like, why would you even do that? Why would you even trade him? It makes no sense to trade him when he just won. He helped us win 56 wins or whatever, how many wins in the regular season without Jason Tatum, with the loss of roster. Being a second team All-NBA player this year, damn near first team All-NBA, number 6 in MVP voting. Still being loyal to the team after the media was saying break Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum up. Jaylen Brown isn't a good player. Jaylen Brown is trash. All this. Oh, not putting him on Team USA. Not Nike not wanting to sign with him. And then the NBA executives feeling that he's the 7th best player on an NBA team. That is just the most craziest thing I ever heard. And NBA executives saying he's too smart and all that. Like, bro, that's just crazy to me, man. Like, there's no way you just watch the Celtics game and say he's the 7th best player on the team. There is no way. And still being on the Celtics with all the trade rumor, don't get me wrong, Giannis is better than Jaylen Brown. AD was better than Jaylen Brown. And KD is better than Jaylen Brown. But still being on the Celtics, still being loyal to them, still not having anything bad to say about the franchise. And they just do this, and the league just doesn't like you for some reason. And I don't know, like, I heard from rumors, I don't know if this is true, but my team's front office traded him not specifically, but because he felt like he was on the same level as Jason Tatum. I don't know if this is true. I'm just saying. Because he's probably the smartest person in the room. Because his comments of saying this is his best season. And because they think Payne Pritchard could take the Jalen Brunson leap. Like, bro, it's just so stupid to me. It's so stupid to me. And they said Derek White had a better season than Jaylen Brown. This is Derek White's one of his worst seasons of his NBA career. He was not that good in this year. Well, not one of his worst seasons, but one of his worst seasons as a Celtic. He could not shoot the ball. He was shooting 39%. Even in the playoffs, he was averaging 8 points on 26% from the field. He was garbage. Garbage. And you're comparing that to a second team, first team NBA player, Jaylen Brown? Are you serious, bro? It just makes me mad thinking about that, bro. And because he's the smartest person in the room. How is that a knock on him? For him being smart. Don't you want your player to be smart? Would you rather him be dumb? That has nothing to do with putting the ball in the hoop. Like, what are we talking about? And you think of Payne Pritchard could take that leap? Bro, he's 28. He's 28, 29. He's on the bench for a reason. He's on the bench for a reason, bro. Like that's such a stupid reason, man. And in my Celtics, you get a 36-year-old Paul George. He's 36. This is not no 2019 anymore, 2018, whatever. Prime Paul George, Pacers Paul George, not even Clippers Paul George anymore. This is third option Paul George, who was injury prone, who makes damn near the same amount of money as Jaylen Brown a year. And he's nowhere near Jaylen Brown's level. He can still play basketball. He's a good defender and he's a good shot maker. But as a second option, no, we just seen this year he was a third option to Matt C and Embiid. And don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but come on, 36-year-old Paul George, bro. For Jaylen Brown, we could have got better deals. We should have just done the Giannis trade. Jalen Duren signing trade, Evan Mobley trade, then getting Paul George. All those trades are better. You could have just kept Jaylen Brown. I would have rather kept Jaylen Brown. Once Giannis was off the table, Giannis went to the Heat, I would have just kept Jaylen Brown. Because with a chance, no matter what team it is, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum on the same team, having a good team around him, is a contender, is able to contend. After what the team just did this year with no Jason Tatum, and we just got a better roster this year, signing Mitchell Robinson and signing Mike Conley, and getting a fully healthy Jason Tatum, hopefully, and him getting back to 100%. And you trade Jaylen Brown for Paul George, and now the East is going to be way harder next year. And what are we doing? Are we trying to rebuild or something? We might be rebuilding because Jason Tatum's 20 years old. He just came off Achilles injury, and he's in his prime years. If you're telling me you're trading you trade for an All-NBA player, top 10, 13 player in the league for a 36-year-old Paul George, not even a top 30 player, for 4 picks, that just tells me you're in the rebuilding phase. Like, you didn't even have to trade him. And that means you just wanted to get off him. Jaylen Brown didn't request a trade. I know I seen something where it said Jaylen Brown wanted to be on the team, but he was fine with still being on the Celtics. Like, why would you? It just makes no sense to do that, bro. Like, why would you do that? Why? Like, the front office, the NBA just disrespecting Jaylen Brown his whole career. They're his whole career. And you send him to Philly, who we played 4 times in like the last 9 years in the playoffs. We're 3-1 against them. We just blew a 3-1 lead to them. We just made them way better. They got Dean Wade, who's a good defender for his position. Tyrese Maxey, who's a top 15, 20 player in the league. Joel Embiid, when healthy, is still a top 10 player in the league, top 15 player in the league. VJ Edgecombe, who was a young rookie, who's a great player, who's a great future ahead of him. To the Sixers? And even if Embiid barely plays, you have Jaylen Brown, who we've seen this year brought a team to 56 wins, who was averaging 28 points, who had an All-NBA season this year. You don't think he can do that with a better roster, better starting lineup? They don't even have to barely play Embiid. They could play Embiid like 30 games of regular season with him still practicing with them. Then he's fully healthy for the playoff. They can win a championship. You just made us way worse. What is Brad Stevens doing? I had trust in Brad Stevens. I had so much trust in Brad Stevens. And I can't believe what he just did. I can't believe this. Like, why? Why would you trade Jaylen Brown after everything he's done? After the season he had? And it's like Derek White didn't do anything. It's like Derek White wasn't trash this year. Why would you trade Jaylen Brown? Why? There was no reason to trade Jaylen Brown. There's no reason for that. Like, why would you do that? I just can't believe this. Like, I still can't believe this. I don't know what my front office is doing. I don't know I don't know. Like, why would you just, I still can't believe this. Why would you do this? Like, this is just so crazy to me. So crazy to me. I just can't believe this. Like, you were better off trading for John Morant. You traded for a Paul George, who's not even a star, not even a superstar, who's a role player, to be a second option to Jason Tatum. And the East is gonna be way harder next year. With the Pacers, with Hallie coming back, with Oubre that they just signed, with Zubac, a great center, all defensive center, with Siakam, Nembhard, that Pacers offense, with the Knicks, the defending champions, the Cavs with the full season Harden, they may possibly get LeBron back, the Heat with Giannis, Antetokounmpo, with Bam, with Tim Hardaway Jr., who they just signed, Wiggins, David Mitchell. They're going to be signing more better players around them. Then with the Wizards, with Asia DeBansta, Trae Young, AD, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, Cam Whitmore, I think it's Trey Johnson, Al-Sar, all them guys. It's gonna be so hard to win in the East. And with Cade Cunningham, especially if the Pistons get Jalen Duren, they just got a real power forward. They just got a upgrade from Isaiah Stewart and John Collins, for one of the best defenders in the league. Like, what? Why? And the Hawks, who are not a bad team, they're a solid team. And Toronto, who just got Kawhi Leonard with Scotty Barnes, and they got one of the best defenses in the league, and you add Kawhi Leonard, a top 10, top 5, arguably player in this league. Even if we win 50-something games, which I don't think it's not a possibility, because we've seen what Jaylen Brown did, and we've seen what the Celtics did this year, with Mazzulla being a better coach, even though in the playoffs he was not good. Without Jason Tatum, and now we have Jason Tatum, now we have a better roster than last year. I do think we'll win 50 games, but I don't think we're going to do anything in the playoffs. Unless somehow we do something crazy. But I don't think we're going to be doing anything in the playoffs. And even if we win 54 games, we might even be the 7th, 8th seed because of how deep the East will be. But yeah, this is my thoughts on the Jaylen Brown trade, man. I can't believe this, man. If you guys are watching this, thank you so much. Peace out.